Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Gardening and Crocs. Probably more so exciting, so we might get dive bombed by a couple birds here. I think they got a nest hidden around here again somewhere. We will see where if we can figure it out. But today we're going to talk about this plant right here. This plant is called Comfrey plant. So I have this spread out all throughout the garden. Got several here. Comfrey growing here. Got some comfrey growing with some flowers right next to it. The start of every bed. Got some comfrey growing there. And look at that whole row of comfrey. Also growing comfrey around my propane tank. I also got comfrey starts lined up all the way around the side of this garden, in the back as well. Now you might ask, why do I have so much comfrey in the garden? Couple things. The main thing I got this for was for the ability to mulch my garden. A plant this size right here, this is 2 or 3 plants. That plant is probably 3 years old, and I could cut that guy down about 7 times this year, my guess. Anywhere from 5 to 7 times, and that thing's just going to keep on coming back and coming back. These things produce these leaves that are huge. I chop them up, chop up all the stems, and I use it and I'll spread it as mulch in the garden. I can show you how to do that here in a little bit. Another thing that I like about these comfrey plants is that they produce these little pretty purple flowers, and these pretty purple flowers are perfect for pollinators. The hummingbirds especially love them when they get here in about a month or so. But these pretty little flowers, it's awfully windy, we'll see if we can get it to show, but got those purple little bell-like flowers, and they love them. So yes, it is a multi-purpose plant in the garden. It is something that I plant for the pollinators, yet I also plant for my own use for mulch and for adding some more nutrients to the soil. So in terms of adding the nutrients to the soil, this plant does have a long, very long taproot. It goes way down deep into the garden, and it mines for nutrients. So it'll take some excess nitrogen that's way down there, all those nutrients that are way down in the bottom, it'll pull those up and put it into the plant. Chop off that plant, put it on top of your garden, and now that nutrient's on top of your garden. That is an excellent source of nutrients. Some guys I know will take it, put the plant, chop it up, put it in a 5-gallon bucket, let that fester for several weeks, and after it festers for several weeks, they'll take it, dilute it with some water, and use that for fertilizer. So yeah, that's yet another way we can use the comfrey. Right now I got several plants that are inhibiting my ability to get into some of the beds, so these guys are going to get chopped down for a layer of mulch right now. And I also got a couple that are kind of shading out some other plants that I want to get growing that will eventually be taller than them, but right now they're a little bit shorter, so I want to get those guys going. So we're going to do our first cutting today and see how that goes. A couple things when I do the cuttings, I usually put some chicken poo or some type of fertilizer down first. I did get some wabbit fertilizer, some wabbit poo, so we're going to try that as some fertilizer around some plants. And then I also like it if the soil is very moist, so that it will hold on to the water and such. So that way we're not putting it over dry soil and it just becomes a watery deterrent, or the water just washes right off. So let's get started. Let's cut things down. I'll show you how to cut them down, how I cut it up, and we'll go from there. Okay, as you can see, we took one whole plant down. And I'll tell you, we took that guy down to nubbins down there. It was blocking the chamomile and the grape right there, and a little bit of this guy. But out of that, we almost got a full wheelbarrow full of green leafy matter that I could use and put down for a mulch, a nutrient-rich mulch that will prevent weeds. Let's get spreading this out. All right, there you guys have it. About half a 4x8 bed, one Comfrey plant. Now, you may wonder, well, do I have to worry about the seeds spreading, or what's going on with this guy? Why is this guy such a great? Why does it make such a great mulch? Doesn't it cause more Comfrey? This is a special Russian Propagaing 14 variety that is unable to produce any type of seeds or any. It's a sterile plant. The only way you can really propagate it is by root cuttings. A couple things you want to consider whenever you are planting these. Make sure you put them where you want them. A couple good examples are, this plant right here was right by my compost pile. Right now it's just kind of in a random spot right next to that blueberry bush. These along this bed here, they were where I had my old raised beds, the ends of my old raised beds. So make sure you get them where you are planning on keeping them in a permanent spot. Once you get them in the ground, they are really hard to get rid of. I mean, you can dig them up and they will come back. Just a fair warning. Good example here. This is also on this side of my compost pile. This guy was buried in about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches of mulch, trampled on, abused, used, and it still comes back. Let's dig it up and let's propagate it. Pretty simple, just dig it up. I can guarantee you there's still some roots left in there, and I can guarantee you we'll have another plant growing back there. But what that does is allows me to take it over and put it in my side shoot, and I have more plants that way. So all these plants here were propagated this year. And let's just put another one in right here, right by this blueberry bush, if we may. Simple as can be. Just take it, clear back the mulch. I usually just make a slit in that soil that's ever so not so good right here. And just dig it in, and then I'll take some mulch and I'll put it around it so it stays moist. Voila, you have another plant. That's how I can get them all the way down. I will have plenty and plenty of years of Comfrey here. I should have enough to mulch my whole garden this year, I would assume. We'll see. But I keep on going and going and going, and it just keeps on growing and growing and growing. Cheers, guys. If you guys really like this content, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, please ask down below. I try to get to all the comments, answer any questions that I can. Cheers, everybody, and God bless. Take care.